you've been asked this question before, like as a woman traveling alone, is that safe? Can I just do what you do? I'm not sure if I can take care of myself as well as you have.
I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm still here.
Okay.
Some bruises from like falling down the stairs and this and that, but other than that, it's okay. But of course, you always need to take precaution and you need to do your research. As everything else in life, then you have to practice. You have to do shorter and then longer to easier country and then harder country, all that, right? It takes time and process. You cannot just one day, like wake up one day and say, I'm gonna go to like Angola. I've been there. It's just like you can do it, but it's higher risk. I think it just is just like everything else in life. If you don't have the knowledge or experience, then if you're willing to take that risk, then do it. But I wouldn't recommend, right?
Okay. So maybe you have to find out if it's something for yourself to enjoy, because maybe it's not for everybody. But if you never try, maybe you'll never know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But just prepare. Be prepared.
I think it's be
and
prepared,
do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And take it baby steps, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's.
Agree with you.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's a good advice. All right. So let's talk a little bit about how, because I was always wondering of how travel vloggers work, because it could be something like from the outside perspective, right? It could be like, oh, this is so easy. You just go and then you just film and then it's done, right? But actually it's not like that at all. It's not easy and it's not cheap, right? Yeah, it would take a lot, like energy, money, and time to be a travel vlogger.
I think, is there anything ever in life that is easy? No, right?
Good point.
So it's the same. So I don't complain at all because I love what I do and I enjoyed it so much. But of course, there's some part of it that I don't like it that much, but you have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So normally what I do when I travel is, first of all, it's like pre-production. We call it pre-production now.
Yeah.
So I research everything, book everything, get all the information and all that to prepare my script and all that. And then you travel, and then when you travel, you make sure that you get everything you want. It's always in the back of your mind. Do I get everything I want?
Okay.
And you always have to adapt as well, because sometimes things that you research and things at that place is like completely different. So you have to.
Do you like it when that happens?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all. Just surprise me. I love it. I'll just adapt.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think
that means I
one
learn
of,
new things.
You know, the mindset for the travel vloggers to have. You cannot expect everything to be as you expected, right?
No, just that's a surprise. It's a fun thing. You just be open, and you always you learn new things along the way. Surprise you, and then you know that you're gonna find some discomfort, but it's okay. Because discomfort is part of life.
Of course,
it's
you
fine.
don't mind taking it rough.
No.
Do you? Yeah, because a lot of time we see like actually you can choose to stay at a nicer hotel or like the nicer accommodation, but no, you
or
would
easier
choose.
Activities.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that, right?
I mean, some people enjoyed it. I don't, so I just go where I enjoy it. So this is what I enjoy, so I do it.
Yeah.
So after that, then you travel and then you do the editing. Also before that, I did everything myself. So I would just edit at night and then woke up in the morning trying to send out the file to my team in the Shopee internet. It's like I cannot send this out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And all that. But now I have the editing team, so it's better.
Yeah.
But still, you still need to. I still do like a final editing anyway, just with them. And that's
So
it.
is that your least favorite part of the process, like editing and technicality thing?
Accounting and all that.
Like, okay.
That's like everything.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite.
I see.
But it comes in a package, so.
You have to do it anyway.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes you just cannot pick and choose everything you want. You just need to like pick 5 things you like and 3 things that you dislike. You still like it.
Yeah, you can compensate it with your favorite part of the job.
Because in the end, you just focus on your main goal, right? And then the rest, we just need to do it, and you do it. That's it.
Yeah. So when you take a trip, right? When you go on your journey, how much do you film like your trip? Because like I said, it could be a blurry line between like this is for work and this is for me, just for me to enjoy. Maybe you don't need to share everything with the world. And how do you and where do you draw the line between those two?
So if I don't film, like if when I go on a trip, after I'm done with like my topics, I would just put the camera down. I just don't touch it. And if it's not like lots of time when I travel for myself, I don't even pick up, not even my phone to take photos.
Right.
Just that. But when I'm on a mission, like I want to achieve this. This is like things that I want to learn. This is how I want to tell the world and this and that. Then I'm on a mission, right? So I film and I'm super focused.
Yeah.
And I don't see it as a bad thing as well, because many people might say that when you like behind the camera, then you lose the present. For me, I'm more focused. I'm like listen to whatever they say, whatever they're doing. I'm like listening just carefully, and I'm so present in that moment. So it just gives me joy. When I was in Amazon, I run around with all the tribes. I was just, wow, they're so fast. I would just go, and I was, I don't know where you are. I got lost. I like that moment. Like you're just so present. And like I might not do it if weren't for the filming.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So actually filming sometimes actually push me out of my comfort zone too.
To
So
be
I would,
present also.
yeah, and like to try more things, to be open, and it kind of pushed me in that sense.
Yeah.
And I really like it. But also you have to draw the line as well, like what is like you always have to
It
have
cannot
balance.
be like 24/7,
Yeah,
like
you have to
having
have
your
balance.
camera in your
Everything
hands.
is like balance. But just I like it so much.
I really like this point because most of the time we kind of heard about people complaining or like shaming people for not being present just because they're filming something, right?
Yeah.
But you can also be present while filming.
Yeah.
And it could work magic for you too.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah.
So for the past 10 years, have you gotten sick of it yet? Like, no, I travel and I have to film things again, or
Every 3 to 6 months.
okay. So it just comes and goes,
Yeah.
like everything else in the world, I guess.
Like everything else. So in the end, like once I felt like burning out is coming, I never actually have luckily like a full on burnout. Never. It's just a bit of like I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Small ones here and
Yeah.
there.
So when I feel it, then I will check in with myself. So what actually make you feel that way, and if there anything that you can improve. Is there like an imbalance in your work and life at the moment? Then fix it. I will just take time to just fix it. And I'm lucky that I have my mom, who's always with me, and I have such a great group of friends. So we always bounce not idea, but like what's
Feelings?
going on,
Or-
feelings, and then like reasoning and all that, and just come back.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I always have like different projects each year, and because
see.
you grow you want to grow with it as well, right? You want your work to grow with you. And IRoamAlone actually like it's like my personal diary. So it's just good to grow together, and my audience and everything. They've just been with me for so long, so we grow together. And I'm not gonna fix this just like my channel need to be like this and fix it like that. No, everything has to flow with it and grow. So that's how I don't know if I answered the questions. Maybe,
Of course,
maybe not.
and really well, because I really like this point of yours that wanting to go forward doesn't mean pushing forward all the time. And wanting to like get better, it doesn't mean you have to just by yourself. You can do it with your friends, your family, and just go together and know when to step back a little too.
It's really important. It is really important. Actually, there's this I just came in my mind that I went climbing. Before that, I was like a mountaineering kind of thing as well. So I climbed lots of mountains, and one of the leader of the group, he told me like the mountain's always there, so you can always go there. But just listen to your body, and is it safe enough? Is it in a good condition that you can achieve? You can go. If not, then back out. Learn how to not give up, but just step back and come back again. If that's still your goal, but if it's not, then just go do something else.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Just put it on hold for now.
Yeah.
And then you'll come back.
Or not.
Or not. That's good.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't think like even our style of clothes. When you look at your clothes, like the style of clothes you're wearing when you were younger, you're like, this doesn't suit me anymore, right?
Yeah.
You would never like not gonna wear this today. Like all those like. Yeah, I look at myself when I was young. It's all those clothes I was wearing. I was like, oh, horrendous. But it just doesn't suit you anymore. It's like the clothes as well. So when it doesn't suit you anymore, then just let go. And just find something else that suits you.
Yeah. That's good. I think that could be a key secret of winning in your own way. You don't have to like, I have to win this today. Otherwise, I'll be a loser for the rest of my life. So who's to say? I mean, you're telling that to yourself just now. Nobody else
Yeah, exactly.
does that, right? Yeah.
But I understand though it takes process to understand that because once you get defined by something like because in the society they always put people in boxes, like they define you, they define the success, they define this as it's always a box, right, that they want to put you in. So once you get caught in it, it's so hard to get out of those boxes. But you have to. It's just like what kind of life
I know.
it is, right, to be in a box that people create. So I think
But very understandable for maybe younger people because I've been there. I think you've been there too, right? So we had no idea. We didn't know what's good for us back then. So maybe we just like watch the channel like our most favorite YouTuber and then just follow their lead or maybe like self-help books. Hello. Like read 10 of them and then just I'm going to do this.
Be a seekers.
Be a
I always
seekers.
say be a seekers. It's just always seek for something. Just go seek and you find.
That suits you, I think.
For now, yes. Maybe not. Like next year, maybe not.
You
but
never
now,
know,
for now, yes.
right? Yeah. But I really think how you treat life as a very flexible journey. It doesn't have to be that rigid or it doesn't have to be like, I need to make it like this, otherwise I'll fail.
Well, I used to be like that as well. Like everyone has to go through it, like reach it, and then you
in order to learn that this might not work.
I know. I think like many people, when we talk about this, many people, if they never experience it, would be hard to understand, right? You have to experience it, go through it, like suffer through it, then come out of it the other way. Then you understand, because you cannot learn from just listening to someone else. You need to actually feel it.
I know. So right after you've done with watching our video, just go out and experience it yourself because maybe you can get some ideas from what we are talking, but maybe it's for you to decide if this could apply to your life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is like different people, different condition in life, different stage in life as well. So when the times come and then when you feel the need to do it and you do it.
Yeah.
So no worries.
Right. That's such a good point. I totally agree. But I'm going to ask the following question anyway. Maybe I shouldn't be, but because the answer could be like, it depends, right?
There's a lot of that. It depends.
Yeah. I know.
I'm sorry.
But well, for young people who has never traveled before and they want to take the first step to see the wide world, what kind of advice would you give them?
Depends.
I knew it. Yeah.
I think.
But like your own version of rule of thumbs, maybe?
Like to choose a place to go
Yeah.
and this kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's so different from one to another, right? First of all, just don't do it because people think it's good. Do it because you think you like it. I think that's the most important thing. Because when you travel, you waste your time, your money, and your energy and everything. So might as well
Yeah.
do the thing and go place where you like. So it can be anywhere. But to know that you have to put research. You need to put time to research, right? Don't be lazy. Research.
Yep.
And just check what you like, right? It's just simple as that. And also, I think to be able to know what you like, you might as well need an inner journey as well.
How so?
Just make your mind at peace, and then when everything around you is quiet, then you hear yourself the loudest. So I think you need that too.
So be mindful with yourself, with your journey.
Yeah, now it's really difficult, I know, especially like for young generations, for me too. It's like everything's just all in your face. It's just so loud. The world is so loud now. Even for me, I always like on TikTok, isn't that right?
Yeah.
It's just so easy to distract yourself from like the real questions or the hard question. But it's really important that you take time to just be in silence for like 15 minutes a day.
Yeah. I really like how you bring up the thing about having to answer the hard questions. Because I know, there are some hard questions right now that I've been avoiding answering because I really don't know how to cope or, what would be the best answer to those questions. But you still do to talk to yourself and answer all those questions. Like for yourself, what kind of hard questions have you been trying to answer?
What do you want to do?
Really? Like simple as that?
Yeah, like everyone else, right? Just what do you want to do next? What do you want to do? Do you want to give up on this? You want to move on the next thing, and then what happened? Are you happy? It's all this hard question, right?
Yeah.
Are you happy with where you are now? Is there anything you can do better? There's all those questions that you need to answer to yourself every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. And during this like therapeutic session that you have with yourself, how did it go? Like you ask yourself questions and then you try to answer them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Well, what if you cannot come up with the answers yet?
When you already ask the questions and then you already hear yourself asking that questions, it's already like ingrained in your mind, your brain, and you already a seeker. So you actually look for it. You look for opportunities. You look for like the easiest thing is to talk to people, to voice that. And then that's how you get the answer. Just start the process.
Yeah. So you might be mistaken by the idea of asking yourself questions that you need to get the answer right away. But
It's
maybe,
not.
no, that's just a starting point, right?
It is a starting point.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
I know, right?
It's a hard
Even
question.
for the question like, are you happy right now? It could
Yeah.
be super hard to answer.
Yeah. And you hold on to something too much. Is your life balanced enough? But I think like people around me at the moment, they're facing these questions, right? What do they want to do in life? They don't want to do this, but what do they want to do? They don't know. And I could hear from them just, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, you need to know. That's important. So just sit down and answer those difficult questions. Find a way to answer it because it's important.
Yeah.
You cannot just keep floating and just know nothing.
Is it okay though to just keep floating for a while?
It is okay.
Okay.
But if it makes you happy,
Uh-huh.
it is okay. But if it doesn't make you,
Gotcha.
if it makes you depressed,
I see.
then you fix it.
So
Just,
if this is my choice to just float around for a couple of months,
or forever.
Forever
if it
like a jellyfish
and if it bring you joy
okay
wow thumbs up
float on
lucky you
okay
but if it doesn't that's when you have to check in and then answer those questions
yeah and maybe you can get confused with this is this joyful for me or is this me putting off hard stuff so I don't have to deal with it right now
that's true
but
it's
so
only you
it could be confusing right
it's only you who can answer that question
Yeah,
right
right.
it's not for others to work on it for you it's you who has to work on it by
Yeah.
yourself
But one thing that I found very useful is just to have time to yourself. If, like you said earlier, if it's too loud around you, maybe you can't think of anything, right?
it's true
Yeah.
because I do it too I'm like
True.
no it's perfect
Yeah.
but it's so difficult sometimes it's just I'm so stressed about a housing project which is
But it's a good kind of pressure that, like you said before, like if you don't have this kind of pressure, maybe you just like lie around at
I could
your house.
that would be
all
even
the time.
better
Oh, okay.
I like it I'm like I want to be a jellyfish
But that's good because it could be a nice change of pace if you want to be a jellyfish for 6 months. Have you been to that jellyfish state?
never
Okay.
yeah
So you're
I'm not
kind of person
destined
who
for
cannot
that.
tolerate yourself being jellyfish. Am I right? Like,
Yeah, because people are different, right? They're like a
Yeah.
jellyfish kind. It's like many kinds. I'm like this kind.
yeah, I'm half jellyfish, half something. I know that
That's
for
great.
sure.
That's great.
Yeah,
Maybe cheetah.
Yeah, that could be a weird combo, but could be very useful also.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I know. Like super fast and super slow. Yeah.